The month of May is known as Mental Health Awareness Month, so throughout the month I will be posting vlog-style videos where I talk about my mental health journey. The beginning of 2019 has been a rough start to the year, and throughout the past couple of weeks I've been vlogging my experience so far and my troubles with doctor's appointments. I want to start talking more about my mental health so that we can continue to erase the stigma that surrounds it. Hopefully with these videos we can start a conversation. It's taken a lot for me to open up about this stuff, so any negative comments will not be well received. Millions struggle with mental illness their whole lives. It is a serious topic that needs to be addressed. As for help, I suggest going to see your GP, family doctor. I will leave some phone numbers that you can call when in crisis in the description. I'll also leave links to mental health charities if you would like to donate. It's currently the 20th of April at 2 o'clock. It's Thursday, so that means I went to specialist. I don't even know if she was a specialist. I went to someone who has to do with the community mental health service, whatever it was. As you can tell by my face, it did not go well, because I just can't put you people through fucking 40 minutes of me talking about how bad the NHS is when it comes to mental health. So we know the story so far. I was meant to see a psychiatrist but couldn't. Like a licensed proper psychiatrist like I saw last year when I officially got like diagnosed and shit. Or the year before. I don't remember, I think it was last year. I mean, I officially got diagnosed in like 2017, I guess. So, the doctor I saw, who was in fact a junior doctor, I learned that today, sent me to a community mental health service person. Don't know what that means. Shit, basically. And I went with Aoife. And she's gotten home now because she has work later. We didn't sleep before because my pills right now, they make me sleep a lot, so we knew I wouldn't wake up and we knew she wouldn't wake up in time. And we knew this was the only opportunity I was gonna get for a long time to see someone like professional about this. And to sum it up, the woman basically told me everything's your fault because you don't sleep. I know I don't sleep. I haven't slept properly for the last 20 years of my life. I know I don't sleep. And because I worded it weirdly and said sleeping pattern, I can't fix my sleeping pattern, she was like, oh, so you can sleep, you're just not doing it properly. And at this point, I had been not shouted at, but I had been treated like a child. I had been told that I knew nothing about my own mental fucking illness. I was treated like a fucking idiot. So at this point, I was doing everything within my power just to hold back fucking tears. I am not someone who takes kindly to like people being strict to me. I postponed a whole diagnosis of my mental illness because someone was mean and treated me badly when I went to see them the first time about all this. And they said, yeah, it'll be fine once you're out of school. So I didn't have the bravery. I didn't have anything left. I hadn't slept. I was shaking. I was almost crying. I didn't have anything left to correct her, so she went on and on for 40 fucking minutes about how I'm a responsible adult and I need to sort my life out because working on mental health is a two-way street, or whatever she said. I know it is. I've had this talk 50 fucking times with the past God knows how many professionals that I've seen about this. I know I need to fix my sleep. That's why I'm coming to you for help, because I've tried fucking everything. I've stayed up for 2 days straight trying to make sure I go to bed at the right time, but it doesn't matter, because no matter what I do, I sleep for fucking 16 hours and I can't stop it. My mum's been giving me diazepam so that I can sleep, and she wasn't the person who issued it in the first place. The doctors gave it to me in the first place to make me calm the fuck down, because I was so angry I wanted to like hit someone. So it's not her fault I'm addicted to diazepam now, it's the fucking doctors, because they told me to take it. And this woman sees it on my file and she's like, why is your mum giving you this? Does she have anxiety? And I was like, yes. Well, she needs to learn about anxiety. Here, have a worksheet, not a worksheet, have a fucking sheet that tells you about all these fucking anxiety courses, and you need to educate yourself on anxiety. I've had this for 6 fucking years of my life. Longer than that. I've had this since I was fucking 9 years old. And you're telling me to go fucking educate myself on anxiety. I have researched that shit so much. I've listened to other people talk about it. I have friends who deal with this. My whole family deals with this. At the end of it, she literally said, so what you came here today to tell me was you're having panic attacks because you're not sleeping properly, which is something you can fix. I was just like, it's not why I came here. I came here to get help because the mirtazapin's not working, the sertraline didn't work, and they're now going to put me back on sertraline because it's the only thing they can think of to help my anxiety. So I'm going to be back to not sleeping again. She was so fucking rude to me the whole time until I said that I went to therapy for PTSD, and she went, what happened? And I went, I was sexually assaulted. Then her tone softened and she started calling me sweetheart and started being like, I'm just gonna print this off for you, sweetheart, okay? Like, she could see I was shaking, she could see I was almost crying. She could see I was about to have a fucking breakdown in front of her, so she was like, oh, I'll be nice now, you know? I'm not going to be nice from the get-go and be like, okay, what's going on, you know? It was like she was just repeatedly hitting me in the face with the same fucking brick. And any time I mentioned my mum, she would just get so pissed and just like, you describe what's happening to you to me. And I'm like, I don't notice it a lot of the time. My mum knows more about mental health than I do, because she's older than me, she's lived with it longer, so she can spot things better than I can. And my mum gave me a list of stuff I needed to remember to talk about, because when I get panicked, I forget things. And she was just treating me badly because my mum had told me what to say. My mum had given me prompts. She had just written down something that I had talked to her about, or she had noticed that she wanted to, like, let them know what's going on with me. Like, my manic episodes. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not doing drugs, or buying shit tons of shit, or fucking stabbing people when I'm having a manic episode. No, I'm just really fucking hyper. More hyper than an average human. More hyper than I've ever been in my entire life. I told her about my binge eating problem, and she completely brushed over that. She didn't give a shit about that. She was like, everything will be fixed when you fix your sleeping pattern. And she kept being like, so what hobbies do you do? What do you do outside of like work and home? I was like, I don't do anything because I can't go out by myself. And she was like, how do you get home from work? I was like, I walk home from work by myself because that is the point I'm at where I can walk home by myself. But now I'm at the point where I can't even fucking go into my garden again. And she was like, so you can go out by yourself? So it's not impossible, is it? She was treating me like one of those people who pretend they have... She was treating me like I was trying to seek attention. She had this other person in there, like some kind of assistant, and her assistant just looked like she wanted to fucking jump out of a window. I think her assistant, or whoever was in there with her, was just as fucking annoyed by what she was saying as I was. Yeah, going back to the point she made about, like, going out places. She was like, alright, I want you to go to this art class by yourself, because you like doing your art, you know? You like doing your art, so why not? My patronising piece of shit. And I was like, I have wanted to go to art classes for a very long time. I've wanted to go to just a place where I can paint. That's not my bedroom sometimes. You know, but the way she offered it to me, you know, the way she treated me, everything just made me not want to listen to a word she said. At one point, it started raining in the window behind her, and I just ignored her for 5 minutes and watched the rain because it was too much. Sleep hygiene. I know how to sleep. I know how to do it. I just cannot sleep when sleepy. Only try to sleep when you actually feel tired of sleeping rather than spending too much time awake in bed. Do you know what she fucking said to me? Go to bed even if you're not tired. No naps. I have to have naps because I don't fucking sleep at night and I have fucking things to do with my life. Exercise. I get exercise, you know. I understand that I need exercise, but I just can't do it because I'm just at the point where I can't do it. Eat right, a healthy, balanced diet. I have an eating fucking disorder. Yeah. She wants me and my mum to go to anxiety management because she thinks my mum doesn't know anything about mental health or anxiety. She literally said, take your mum with you and then you two can learn about anxiety together. And I was just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? She's one of those people who think that every mental illness is like textbook based, you know? Like, because you have a mental illness, it has to be by the textbook, otherwise you don't have it. Mental illness is different for everyone. Some things trigger people, some things don't. Some people can go from really bad to really good or just stay really bad for a long time. It's so different for everyone. I don't mind the idea of the art and design thing. I don't mind that. But just fucking treating me like shit. She wants me to go watch a fucking video on anxiety. Like, I don't know what the fuck it is. And then this is just some social activity group. I don't go to activity groups because I hate humans. That's why I hate humans. And I don't go to those type of things because the person who assaulted me used to go to them. So I'm so scared I'm going to see them there. Or any of my old friends or anyone else from my fucking past. I don't know what to do now. I want to see the psychiatrist I saw last year. He treated me right. The woman did not treat me right. She didn't treat me like an adult. She treated me like a 6-year-old. Yes, I have the mentality of a 6-year-old. It's a coping mechanism that I have developed. But when I'm coming into you and you're saying you need to be a responsible adult, why don't you talk to me like one instead of talking down to me as if I'm wasting your time? You just wasted my time. The time I could have spent fucking going to an actual psychiatrist. Can I also mention, this is just the last thing I want to mention about today. I didn't really know what to say because obviously I was being put on the spot a lot and I didn't understand what was going on and I was panicking, and she kept saying, why don't you go to bed like earlier? And I was like, and she was like, what are you doing that makes you stay up so late? And I'm just like, I don't know, creating stuff. I don't like going to sleep when I haven't finished something. I mean, I do go to sleep without finishing stuff. Like, I don't like it. And she was like, is your art really that important? And I'm like, bitch, I'm trying to make a fucking career out of this. It's just the age-old thing of like, art is not a good job. Art is not a job. Art is not important. I thought I had to put that in there because it just shows you the type of person that is. If they say your art is not important, like your art can be everything to you. Fucking, when I went through a shit phase in my life before, I painted mermaids for like 2 months when I was anxious and depressed and I had nothing. I painted. And it got me through. My art is everything to me. I don't know what I'd do without my art. And if I had any ounce of energy left in my body, I would paint right now. But I don't have any energy left. I'm so exhausted and sad. And just downright fucking hurt. I just wish people would stop treating people like this, especially people who are mentally ill. She was treating me like I hadn't been diagnosed. She was treating me like I had gone there for a diagnosis, you know, not to further sort out my anxiety and depression. Sorry for talking so much. Damien's at work. Aoife's gone home to sleep. And I've already talked my mum's ear off with this. So I needed to talk a bit. I don't have a lot of people left in my life that I can really talk to, you know. A woman also judged me because I had one friend and said, why doesn't your friend come see you more? And I'm just like, because she has a life. She was worse than a fucking junior doctor or a student doctor. She's just someone who's read a book once and thinks she knows everything.